I'm on the editor screen. This will not be a repetitive automation. That's why I selected Manual Trigger from the Trigger menu. Since we will transfer tasks from a file, I click on File from the Action menu and add the Create Table from File component to the editor. When we click on the added component, a menu will appear on the right. Let's close the checkbox in the Inputs section here, because we will get the data from the file on the computer, not from another component. I uploaded the file whose titles I previously arranged according to the fields in Trello. After uploading the file, I connect the other component with Manual Trigger and run the component live. The outputs appear under the heading Values in the menu on the right. As I add each component, I will run it so that the data flows. In this way, I can understand where there are problems when creating automation. I add the Iterate Table Rows component to the editor from the Flow Control menu. This component is used to read and operate on rows from any component that outputs a table. I add connections and run the component. I also add the setNamedValue component from the Data Action menu. This is there to improve the appearance if the interface has a lot of data and looks cluttered. We are adding this component because we will be transferring more than 5 titles from the file to Trello. A name must be entered where it says Name in the Inputs field on the right. For example, since row will be retrieved from Excel, a name such as Excel row can be entered. Now we can add the Create Card component under Trello from the Action menu to the editor. I had previously integrated my Trello account by clicking the New button, so I just select the account. There are boards in Trello. I will also transfer my tasks under the Management heading in Excel to the Management board in Trello. Then I click on Expression and select the row name. Actually, what I do here is to match the fields in the Excel file with the fields in Trello. This way, the data will go to the right place. When we come to the List input, options appear here, but I do not want to recreate this automation for each list. Instead, I will use the ID numbers of lists in Trello, so I hover over it and press the Alt key on my keyboard. Thus, the ID number can be copied. I copy and paste this into my Excel file. For instance, I pasted the ID number of the pending list in Trello into the rows written pending from Excel. I do the same thing for other lists. The same goes for member. That's why I repeat the same process. Since some data in my file has been updated, I delete the file I added to the Create Table from File component and upload the new one. After running the components one by one, I return to the Trello component. I continue where I left off. Now I can select an option by clicking the Expression button for List. However, I can't select from Excel in the Members input because the data in Excel is text. But here, it needs to be a list of text. So I need a converter. I delete the connection between the setNamedValue and Create Card components and add the Create List component under List Operations from the Action menu. I choose the method Repeat. I select Repeat Item Text. I also select Excel Row Member from the expression. I write 1 in repeat count. I'm running the component, and I see the value. Then I go to the Create Card component again. Member section can now be selected. While making the changes, the task name section changed. I'm fixing it. There were missing connections. I'm adding them. Let's see my Trello board. There are 3 lists in the Management board in Trello, and they are all empty. Turn back to Monkedo account, and I click the Run Automation button. Here we go, the automation completed. When I switch to the Trello page, I can see that the tasks have been transferred from Excel to Trello.